Hey, what's up guys? It's Michael Wittig, ISSA personal trainer, IPE Natural Pro, and Kaged muscle athlete. Today, it's leg day, everybody's favorite. Now when I was younger, I feared leg day, and I didn't quite give it my all. When I got older, I realized the importance. I decided to face my fears and give it 110%. And when I did that, I got the results I wanted. Now I'm still doing my basic and big 12-week lean bulk trainer. Now we're on week 10 and it's day 65 leg day. This week, we're starting to incorporate my extreme load training. Now extreme load training is a combination of some of my favorite high intensity techniques to pause rest and slow negatives. Now when we pause rest, our body produces ATP, which is energy, where we could do more reps with just 10-second rest. But what I found out is we can also increase the weight and still smash those extra reps. Now before we get into the first extreme load training exercise, the hack squat, we're gonna do a few warm-up sets and some stretches. Now I feel it's important to do some stretching with the hamstrings and lower back before you get into the dirty leg work. Now you don't ever just want to stretch cold though, you want to warm up a little bit. That's why I did the warm-up set first and then stretch. Now I'm just doing static stretching, getting it to where it's just mildly uncomfortable, not like painful, and just holding it, no bouncing. And I'll hold each stretch for just at least 30 seconds, if not to a minute. I prefer to do this hamstring stretch than reach down to my toes or sit on the ground and reach, because I've actually thrown my lower back out doing that before. So I'll get in this situation with good posture, kick my hip back, and stretch my hamstring without compromising my lower back. With my extreme load training, there is a system. We're gonna be doing 4 sets. So I'm gonna show you the basics. On the first set, we're gonna go 10 to 12 reps to around failure on the first set. No tricks, just a normal set, but we wanna hit failure around 10 to 12 reps. More weight, it's too light. This is the reason why I always recommend people to continue doing cardio while they're trying to build muscle and not just stop. Leg day should be so intense, you should be out of breath. And if you're not keeping up with your cardio, you won't be able to push as hard, you won't be able to keep up. Set number 2 of extreme load training. We're gonna go to failure around 8 to 10 reps. Then we're gonna take one short pause rest. That means a short rest of about 8 to 10 seconds. But instead of just sitting there, we're gonna actually increase the weight. I'm gonna put an extra 10 pounds on each side, and we're gonna squeeze out a couple more reps for set 2. That's what I'm talking about. We need a pause rest with increased weight. Now on set 3, we're gonna increase the weight so we hit around 6 to 8 reps. And this time we're gonna do 2 pause rest rounds, and we're gonna increase the weight on each one if we can. So we wanna make sure we're getting proper rest between these sets, maybe about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Need a little bit more energy, a little bit more recovery before we can hit sets this intense. Now these are for our pause rest reps on this next round. We're gonna start this next set where we ended off. We're gonna go for 6 to 8 reps. Pause rest, add a 10 on each side. If I get 2 reps, I'm gonna pause rest and add another 10 for 1 rep. So when we finish this one set, we should be 40 pounds heavier than when we started. If it all works out, either that or I'll be dead. And that finished set 3. Did 6, 7 reps, hit failure. Pause rest with 20 extra pounds. Another pause rest with another 20 pounds for 1 rep. Did around 10 reps total. Finished with 40 pounds heavier than when I started this set. But we're not done yet. We got one more set, and it's the nastiest of all of them. We're gonna do that same thing, but finish with a slow negative with even more weight. We're going here for 5 to 6 reps, 2 pause rest rounds, and we're gonna add weight. We're gonna do a final negative with even more weight, and just a nice slow negative. Be careful doing negatives by yourself. I have little tricks to do them by myself because I'm mainly training without a partner. So we'll see how it goes and copy my trick style to get the negative in. And again, this whole method is based off the fact of a short rest, your body produces ATP, which is energy. And I found that it's enough to not only do more reps, like a normal pause rest, but we can do more reps and more weight. First pause rest. Second pause rest. Final slow negative. We're gonna do a second one. There we go. That was a negative. I'm not making it back up. There's a reason why I wasn't doing a normal freestanding squat, because this would have been death. Doing it in a Smith machine or a hack squat machine, you can save yourself from death. So only do the slow negatives if you feel safe. I'm a little crazy. I have tricks like this for just about every exercise to do final slow negatives, and I'm not dead yet. But again, only do that last part if you feel safe though. And that's it for hack squats. Now we're moving on to the leg press, exercise number 2, incorporating extreme load training, ELT. So when doing this kind of systematic training, it's very important that you write everything down. I talk about this every time. You can't progress forward if you don't know where you finished. You want to take steps forward, so you need to document everything you can. All my sessions for the last year. Every exercise has a little bit different movement in it. Different muscles activate at different levels. So when training this intense, I always do a warm-up set, even if I'm already warmed up, just to make sure the mechanics of that movement is ready for the extreme load training that we'll be doing. Now for the last 9 weeks, I've been training in a periodized manner. That means very similar exercises and varying the rep ranges each week. When I do extreme load training, it's completely different. Every week we're doing completely different exercises. So what we're doing this week, we will not do next week. Now we're on to exercise number 2, the leg press, and we're gonna do an ELT fashion. I don't wanna spell out every step, but it's exactly what we just did on the hack squat. We're gonna do first set, 10 to 12 reps. Second set, 8 to 10 reps of the pause rest, increased weight. Third set, we're gonna do 6 to 8 reps, 2 pause rests with increased weight. And that final nasty set with a slow negative if we can safely. That was just a warm-up set, but I'm doing something, I hope you guys notice it. Before I even start the set, you'll see me tense up and flex the muscles I'm about to work. I do that before every set, regardless of muscle group. Then when I'm done with my last set, I don't just collapse. I finish with a contraction, flexing the muscles. So I try to keep constant tension from when I start the set to that very last second when I finish. Time for more weight. I want you to notice I do have my feet kind of high on this. I'm bringing my knees all the way to my chest. I don't always do them that way. I change things around a little bit, my foot positioning and such, but today we're doing it this way with feet a little bit higher, going all the way to the chest. You notice I did that last rep and I paused it and just sat there for a while. It's because I hit my 12 reps. Probably could have done a little bit more, just a little bit more. So I made that last rep as painful and as effective as possible by pausing. So I don't just do sets just to do them, I don't do reps just to do them. I try to get the most out of each one, every set I do. One pause rest round with more weight. We're gonna add extra 50 pounds to that pause rest. We wanna get to it quick. Time for more weight, set number 3. Those are those final negatives. Again, only do that if you feel comfortable and safe. I increased another 50 pounds, went as slow as I could. My trick there to keep me from death was just to help push with my knees. You gotta be careful with this stuff. You gotta know what your weight you can handle. But even if you do just the pause rest with the increased weight, don't do the negative, you're still gonna get results. It's still gonna be intense. Here's the thing about leg day. If you can handle leg workouts, if you can handle workouts like this, you can handle anything. Everything else is easy. The second thing I want you to know about leg day is that it's so difficult because we're working the bigger muscles in our body, especially when you're a male. If you're trying to build muscle, going all out on leg day will help your body release natural growth hormone, which is gonna help your muscle development all over your entire body. So one example I tell a lot of clients is if you had 2 exact twins, A and B, they ate the same way, did everything the same, they were genetically the same, but this guy went all out on leg day and this guy didn't do legs or half-assed it, this guy's gonna have a bigger chest, bigger back, bigger arms because of that increase in natural growth hormone that he gets from pushing so hard on legs. So don't be wimping on your leg day. Final thigh exercise, exercise number 3. We're gonna do the leg extensions, 4 ELT sets, just like we've been doing. Then we're gonna move on to some hamstrings and calf work. Again, just doing 1 warm-up set, make sure my knees feel good in this particular movement before we get nasty. Almost full stack, not quite yet, but we'll get there. You know what that needs? More weight. So now we're gonna increase that weight for 8 to 10 reps. Let's go to 260. Push the boundaries a little bit. 8 to 10 reps. Pause rest with 270. That's about the full stack, almost. We got Papa Roach today. Through my Grip Fitness Audio V3 equalizers. Now on to set 3, 6 to 8 reps. So we're gonna start where we just finished. We're gonna do 2 pause rest rounds and try to increase weight each time. We're not gonna be able to do the negative portion of ELT on this because I'm training by myself, but if I had a lifting partner, I could do the negative, have him lift it up and I could lower it. That is dirty, heavy duty Dorian Yates type training. But increased weight, pause rest, extreme loads is gonna be intense enough, especially after the hack squats and leg presses we did. Ah! Since I can't do a negative only, I'm gonna hit this increased weight, pause, rest, and take the negative as slow as I can. This is it, finish this set out. Let's do another one, just like that, more weight. A lot of times I have a plan, but if I'm feeling strong, I'll deviate from the plan and do extra work. Like right now. And that is it, my friends, for leg extension. For set 2, I'm gonna add 10 pounds on each side, shoot for 8 to 10 reps. Then we're gonna have extra weight ready for our pause rest rounds because we're gonna increase the weight like we do with the LT. 5 on that, 5. So when doing extreme load training with unilateral exercises, one side at a time, like we're doing one-legged hamstring curls here, you gotta do your pause rest set reps on one side before you do the other side, like I did. So I just did about 9 reps here. I hit failure. I waited 8 to 10 seconds. I increased the weight, then I did my pause rest. Then I went on to the left side. Otherwise, if you bounce back and forth, it's too much rest. You only want a max of about 10 seconds while you're increasing the weight. Don't mess it up. I'll fly over there and slap you in the face. One more dirty, nasty set to do. Hamstrings feel like they're about to seize up, about to crumple to the ground. It's a good thing. That's what we're shooting for. So now when we can't do the strict negative just by themselves because it's just kind of impossible to do by yourself. So in that last pause rest with the increased weight, I just take the negative as slow as I possibly can. It's a tough one. You body weight, but extremely hard. So at the beginning, you just want to pull for balance. Barely use it only when you need to. And as your hamstrings start to fail, because you're pulling yourself up with your hamstrings and squeezing them tight at the top, as you get more exhausted through the set, then you start relying on the pull a little bit more just to assist you getting up. So this exercise has to be done deliberately. You only apply the pressure you need to make your hamstrings work to the maximum. We're not doing ELT on this. These are hard enough. We're just gonna do 3 sets of around 10 reps, trying to make each rep as intense as possible. Then we're moving on to calf work. Not gonna take much today for the hamstrings. They're about toast. I'm having a hard time with these today too. Hamstrings are toasted. Now we're on to calf work. Now calves have always been a weak point of mine. Show them skinny calves. Toothpicks, they used to be this big. I've been working very hard, very deliberately the last several years to develop my calves. I'm getting good progress. I'm happy with my results. They're still not my strong point. I consider them a weak point, which means I'm very deliberate about attacking them. Right now we're just working them this one time a week, but often I'll hit them twice a week. And sometimes I'll start a leg workout with calves at the beginning when I'm full energy. So I'm very conscious of how I'm working them. Today we're gonna start with seated calf raises for the soleus, which is underneath. Gonna get some blood in there, work them ELT style, extreme load training style with 4 sets. So that was just a warm-up set, but I want you to notice how I'm going all the way down as far as I can go, pausing there, getting a really good stretch in the calf muscle, raising up, pausing at the top while I flex it, and taking that negative real slow. I try to do every rep like that until it gets heavy enough where I can't. My calves also tend to get really tight when I'm working them, so after a set, after I get some blood in there, I will stretch them. Do something very simple like that. And again, you just want stretching to be moderately uncomfortable. It don't need to be painful and ripping. I'm not looking for excessive range of motion. I'm not into Kung Fu and I'm not a dancer. I just want normal mobility, normal range of motion. So I'm just moderately uncomfortable right now, just stretching it out so it don't get too tight on me. While I'm working them, I really want to get a lot of blood in there. You get blood in there, you're getting oxygen to the muscle to help it work harder. You're getting waste out. So the stretching helps with calf work, especially if it's a weak point of yours. On the weak points, I take time for the details, for the proper form, for the stretching. So as you see my shoe, these are Riderwear D-Max shoes. These are the Kaged signature models that just came out. Now the reason I wear these over other shoe models that I could wear is these are very functional. My feet had never felt better while doing leg work, especially the calf work, squats, and leg presses. They have flat bottoms. I don't know if you can see that, but they got flat bottoms with good traction, which means when I'm squatting and doing calf raises, I don't feel like I'm slipping. I don't have to worry about that. And they also have great ankle support. So overall, they're very comfortable, they're functional, and I think they look tight. Now, my feet have never felt better to the point where all I wear are these D-Max. I have a bunch of pair, a variety of styles. I wear them to church, I wear them on dates, I wear them when I'm training clients. I just wear them all day because my feet feel better than they have before. Well, today we're doing ELT, extreme load training for calf work. To develop my weak area, my calves, I employ a variety of methods and techniques. I wrote a lot of articles on calf development on WittigWorks.com. You can check them out. I have several workout videos on my YouTube, WittigWorks. So if calves are a weak point for you, check out my workouts, check out my techniques because they've worked for me and it's always been my problem area. But you know what? I'm going to turn my weaknesses into strengths. 12. That was just set 1. That was the easy set. 12 reps to about failure. It's kind of a working warm-up set. Now here on set 2, I increased the weight by 25 pounds. I'm gonna go for 8 to 10 reps. Then I'm gonna pause rest and I'm gonna add more weight on there for the pause rest like we've been doing. Classic ELT. pause rest is very effective for calves because they recover, I feel, at least for me, they recover quicker than other muscles. They recover pretty quickly. So I try to be quick on these rounds, add the weight, get right back into it. And on this first pause rest, I was able to do 3 reps. With other exercises, I'm only getting 1 or 2 because they can recover so quick. So this is a very effective exercise, any kind of calf work for ELT, because you can do more reps, but you can also do more weight. Now there at the end of that set, I did my normal ELT procedure, but because I could, I did 10 to 12 partial reps. I tried not to use momentum just to fling them around. There was some bouncing, but I tried to do it a controlled bounce, just to kind of burn the calves out there at the end. On this final 4th ELT set, at the very end, I'm gonna do the same thing, partial reps until I cannot even move anymore. My legs feel like lead weights are attached to them right now. Even just to lift my knees is heavy. Feels like I'm trying to walk through the ocean, walking in sand. That's how it should feel. You have to dig deep for leg workouts. When you dig deep, that's when you get results everywhere. Because if you could do this, like I said before, you can do anything. Go big or go home. Hard to really do negatives by themselves without a partner on this. So I'm doing the pause rest, the increased weight. Instead of the negatives, we're doing the partial reps at the end. There's always a way to make things more intense. You gotta take results. You can't just settle and expect great things to happen. You gotta take your results by force. That's what I say. I make my results happen. Thank you all for joining me today. Thank you for all your support. Don't just watch this workout, do it. We'll be doing more extreme load training for the next 3 weeks, so check WittigWorks.com for the breakdown. Check my YouTube, WittigWorks, for daily videos. I post up new ones every single day.